three things that you have spoken about are the same things President Muhammadu Buhari campaigned on in 2015. He said he's going to revamp the economy. He said he's going to fight corruption, and he said he's also going to provide security. 6.5 years down the road, he's still insisting that he has done his best. Are you saying his best is not good enough?
He admitted it himself. One of his rare times of candor, I heard him speak. He was speaking to the traditional rulers. He said when it comes to security specifically, we've done our best, but it seems our best is not good enough. I'm putting him. So what better evaluation? It was for me one time he faced reality. A man can go to school and they set exams for him. Even after 6 or 7 years of tuition, he will fail the exam. A man can make a promise, but he's unable to deliver. So those things do happen. People make promises because they are not prepared to deliver. They don't understand the depth of what they are promising. They have no real plan on how. It's a matter of intention, a matter of wishes, a matter of will, desire. But when you get down to getting things done and there is no well thought plan, you now run to a situation where you find that you are falling short. You are long on promises and very short on delivery. Sometimes you also do not understand the forces that will be arrayed against you. And so people can encounter forces that they cannot deal with. And so rather than move forward, they recede or remain stagnant. It happens in normal life. That's why somebody can score 90% in an exam. Another person scores 40, the same exam. They went through the same tuition. It's a question of your personality, your understanding, your ability to interpret the circumstances and situation, and the willingness to provide the solutions. Having those critical components of competence, character, and courage. When you don't have a combination of these three in the right proportion, you probably won't be able to deal with difficult situations. So, President Buhari, I'm sure, meant well. I can never believe that he intended to see Nigeria this way. I mean, I don't think any Nigerian, what's being called a president, will come to see Nigeria in this situation. I don't think. I will sincerely say that he meant to do well, but the circumstances may have overwhelmed him.
What are those circumstances, in your estimation?
My circumstances is lack of understanding of how an economy operates, lack of understanding of how to build a nation, because those are two dimensions that we have fallen apart. We have this poverty, and it's clear to me that our leaders have no real understanding of the sequence of producing an economy that grows. And when I look at their background, I'm not completely surprised. When you go to school and you are sponsored by Nigeria, you go through another institution, it's Nigeria's sponsorship. You leave that institution, you go to work in one place, sponsored by Nigeria. You've not been challenged to generate income. You've not been challenged to pay a debt. You've not built a kiosk. You've not borrowed money from a bank. You've not been threatened with liquidation or repossession of your assets. You've not slept. You've not kept awake in the night, wondering how you're going to pay salaries to your staff the next day or meet obligations or bills that are due. You've lived where it's appropriation. Everything is supplied to you. You have no mental. You've not gone through a mental opportunity of seeing how to dimension problems and think ahead. The month is ending, I have bills to pay. How do I deal with the bills? I'm going to borrow money from the bank, I need to pay interest. How do I make the cash flow? So when I look at their background, I situate. As I say, man cannot give what he does not have. You can be very well intentioned, very good intention, but there's nothing like experience in managing economic growth or creating wealth. So I think they're lacking there. The rest is that with the quasi-military of semi-military psychology, the military trains you to see the next guy in front of you as an enemy or a foe that must be demolished or disarmed. So your attitude is always abrasive and corrosive to wear him down. We need a man with a human civilian heart who can understand when it is time to cry, you cry. When it's time to laugh, you laugh. When it's time to jump, you jump. When it's time to be serious, you are serious. So as my friend Paul said, when I meet the Jew, I be like a Jew. I meet the Greek, I be like a Greek. I meet the German, so that I can win them. We need a leader who can win the people and get their followership so that I can lead them to determination. Nigeria has no vision. We don't know where we're going. Everybody just struggling and trying on. So government is trying, the public sector is trying, the private sector is trying, the NGO sector is trying. Everybody is doing something, but at some time at cross purpose because there's no defining vision within our country. And we don't have anybody who speaks in a manner that can motivate us into action.
Whose responsibility is it to formulate that all-encompassing national vision?
It is the responsibility of leadership. It is the job of leadership. The principal job of leadership in an organization, in a nation, in a state, in a community, is to forecast the vision, is to forecast the destination, is to paint a picture of a better day, a better year, a better view of where we should go. Because the natural thing about human beings is to move from bad to good to better to best. The human nature, the Bible says, be ye as perfect, even as I am perfect. And perfection is a continuous movement. That's why in your business, every year you try to make a bigger, better budget. You look for grow more. You need more expansion. That's the human nature. Any human being whose own nature is to be going back and is comfortable with retrogression, there's something wrong with it. So it is the nature and the primary responsibility of a leadership to cast a vision. When he has cast the vision, he then tries to sell that vision to his followers, subordinates, compatriots through a method of conviction, not order, not by instruction, so that they can see the future and they understand what it takes to go to the future. We need to make sacrifices. Yes. How do we make the sacrifices? After we make the sacrifices, how long will that sacrifice be? Then what will compensate for that sacrifice at the end of the journey? Today, Nigeria has been unable to for many years, from Obasanjo to now, successfully remove subsidy. Because they don't know how to connect with the people. Just announce. Sometimes the reason for wanting to remove the subsidy so that you can meet your deficit, the expenditure. That's not enough reason. What's government for? Who has the money? The money is the people's money. So what is the question that because you have a deficit, so you punish them? You come from the wrong perspective in explaining why there should be free market forces generating. So I remember when Kukuloko, when he was working for Obasanjo, he was his special advisor first on whatever. He came to us. I don't know when I was chairman of NEH or president of NECA, which one I was. We told him how to, and we began to make success. You must get the right reason, set a vision, cast a vision to the people, and then come back from that vision and say, this is where we are, this is where we're going, and this is how to get there, step by step. This is the resource we require. These are the sacrifices we make. So me and you will sit here, we will argue, like the NLC. I don't understand why you can't bring NLC to this door. Just lock this door, bring people, just lock the door and say, NLC and my people will solve and how we deal with this matter, which is disrupting our economy. And I believe by the time they spend 2 weeks there, they NLC will come out and everybody has seen the picture. So it is the responsibility of vision. It's the responsibility of leadership. A leadership without vision is just a leadership that you rule that like. That is, we don't know where we're going. The main job of the leader is to lead us from point A to point B. That's what leadership is, sort of move you from where you are to where, at first, it may not be where you desire to go. But it's the job of the leader to show that is the best place to go. And he doesn't begin the journey until all of you see that that's the best place. Otherwise, so I will be going here, others will be dragging him back. The journey begins, spend more time selling the vision and convincing people that this is where to go. Not everybody will see with you at the same time. But if you're sufficiently able to carry the majority, then while you're moving, you can be dealing with the minority. But it won't disturb your journey. But you just back on the journey, and I think that as we're moving on the journey, we'll be learning or convincing us. You lose momentum because when you're going forward and looking back, you're losing momentum. You can't get the speed that you need. So we have a country that have leaders that don't seem to understand the import of leadership. Leadership is not office. Leadership is not being president. Leadership is being to influence positive outcomes. That's what leadership, influence positive outcomes. And get people to do it happily, voluntarily, joyfully, even when they're in pain. I'll give you a small example. There was a time when I was in Neimeth. We're into cash flow difficulties. And every time I have to go and borrow money from the bank, especially when you get into the month end to pay bills, pay salaries, because I didn't want workers' problem. When I say, why I do this? So I called everybody together, all the leaders. I say, we no longer can continue to go and borrow money to pay salary. We have products, we have receivables, goods we've sold. We have to go and get this money back and use it to fund our business. So from today, I make a proposal. We no longer borrow any money. At the end of the week, every Monday, the treasurer will tell us how much we received last week. 50 million, 10 million. Then we will decide how to use it. When I started, I told the finance director to be allocating it. For the next 1 month or 2 or 4, marketing will come and complain. Production will complain. Everybody was complaining. So God said, okay, don't give it to one man, give it to them. So on Monday morning after the general meeting, I'll put the heads of the department together and say, we have 20 or 50 or 100 million this year. Please allocate how this money will be used. Just all of you, when you have finished your allocation, then invite me. All the trouble ceased. The HR manager, director will come and say, this month we're not paying salaries because we have goods in the port. We must go and clear those goods. So the allocation is going to manufacturing to go and get goods. Another day, somebody from production will say, we have produced some goods. Yes, we have some more production, but can halt. We need marketing to go and sell. And they need money to buy cars, they need money to pay for adverts. There was, even we didn't pay salary, nobody. The HR had to go and explain to staff that this month we're not paying salary. We're not paying at the end of the month, we'll eventually pay. All of a sudden, my headache disappeared. How? I became transparent. So they saw that I was not hiding any money somewhere. I was not paying myself salary. In fact, when salaries are paid, I'm the one to be paid last. The company ran through that process till we recovered our cash flow and went back to our normal business. These are the things some companies will have led to strike, fight, and unhappiness and bitterness. Workers were willing to say, forget about paying us this month. Let's go and clear our goods. But if we don't clear our goods, there's no. That's they have a common vision. They know where you're going. And you are transparent.